Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another episode of YTIP Radio. Where I go live. Maybe like every once a week if I can, twice if I can, or anytime I can. But yeah, we go live at least sometime, at least once a week if we can. But yeah, we're going live right now. So if you want to log on and check us out, go ahead. I mean, I know you're not listening to me right now, but maybe you will. Maybe you will log on and listen to the episode today. All right, man. So today, man, we're talking about a big issue that we have. But first off, if you are at work, working, making a bag right now, doing whatever you love doing and getting money, round of applause to you. Round of applause to you. So today we're talking about a big thing, a big issue that I saw online. I saw a conversation about it online, and I found it interesting. I was like, I gotta talk about this. So I gotta talk about this on my live. So um as we know that here in America we have a major porn problem. You know what I'm saying? Like we have a major porn problem. Like it's one of those things. Like it's similar to alcohol. It's similar to drugs. It's similar to it's an issue also. Not just people watching it and consuming it, but also people just getting involved in it because it seems such like a easy way out. It seems like an easy way out. So today we're talking about the OnlyFans issue that's insane. What am I saying? In America, we have an OnlyFans issue. Now, it might not be an issue because judging from the percentages of people consuming it and eating it up and the percentage of women that's going in it, it might not be an issue. But I find it to be an issue, an underlying issue, because it's kind of like something where when women get into it and start doing it, I'm talking about like if they're doing like the explicit OnlyFans, they get shut out of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? They get right off. People go on there and they see them, they're doing that stuff, and they write them off. Like men would write them off. Men will be like, oh man, she's such a skank. I would never marry that woman. I would never get with that woman. Not saying they wouldn't get with them sexually, but they would be like, I'm not getting with that girl. She's on OnlyFans. But the percentages of women on there is bonkers. You wouldn't believe the amount of young women that are signing up for that website. It's like, whoa. And the one thing that I thought about with it was the fact that it's mostly in America. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly in America where you find that the women are going down that road. Now, you might be asking how much is the percentage of women on OnlyFans? So I did a little bit of research, and so basically there is like it on OnlyFans, it consists about 70% of women, and the next 30% is men, like surprisingly, because remember, there's men that want to see other men. It's a thing. And 70% is women. Now 70% of that women that's on OnlyFans, the 70% is mostly Americans. Now OnlyFans is international. It's not like just based in America. You know what I mean? There's women all over the world doing OnlyFans, but in America is where the bulk of the women are that's doing it. So the age groups differ. Now, for women over 30, you're not gonna find the percentage that high, but it's up there too, because you're not gonna like not watch a 30-year-old woman strip down, take off all her clothes, But the main percentage of women that's on there are under 30. So the percentage of women on there on OnlyFans from between the ages of 18 to 24 is about maybe 1.2 million women on there between the ages of 24. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy. That's that's the next generation of women. Like it's like basically if you meet 10 women, like out of 10 women, at least one or two of them is going to be doing OnlyFans. I noticed that a lot of women were doing OnlyFans. I mean, I'm not like some kind of perverted dude or something. I'm married. I have a wife. Like, I don't be on OnlyFans. I've never been on OnlyFans. Like, I only might be scrolling and I might just see something and out of curiosity click on it. That I'm like, that girl looks good, whatever. And then I saw, she got a link in the bio. You know what I mean? And just by the way she's dressing, just by the way she's expressing herself and she's moving, you're kind of like, it's given OnlyFans. And then you click on the link. She has a bunch of links, and surprise, surprise, the OnlyFans link is there. Now, I find that a lot of pretty young girls, like I'm scrolling online, a lot of pretty young girls are on OnlyFans. Now, I'm not saying like all of them are showing like their bodies. Not everybody on OnlyFans are showing their body, like are showing off their front, their back, whatever. Not all of them are showing like that. Some people decided to go on OnlyFans to make $1 because they figured out they could scam the system. But for the most part, most of the young women on there are showing body parts, and that's how they're making their money. OnlyFans became very popular during the pandemic, I think. I remember hearing about it around that time. Like, I didn't really know what it was. I just saw people coming up and talking about it. But it became popular around the pandemic time because entrepreneurs will do what entrepreneurs will do. They realized that there was an issue. Strippers and porn stars and they couldn't work. they couldn't go to the club to strip. They couldn't go to the porn site. They couldn't go to the porn industry and work. So entrepreneurs say, hey, we got to come up with something to help these women work. Just help people consume this type of thing. And they came up with that. They came up with OnlyFans, a subscription-based website where you can subscribe and sign up and sell your body. So you're gonna have people talking about, discount this month. So you have a discount on a woman's body on there. It's bonkers. And after that, a lot of people, especially young girls, especially because of the culture we have nowadays, we have in the music business, we have a stripping culture in the music business, like social media. It's like it's so much happening where a young girl can expose herself. There's so much avenues that a thing like OnlyFans could exist. I think like OnlyFans could come about because of the culture. The culture we live in today promotes that type of stuff. So young girls sat back and they said, you know what? When I wasn't working during the pandemic, I made money doing this. Honestly, during the pandemic, I made money doing DoorDash. me and my wife did DoorDash during the pandemic. We wanted extra money. We were looking around. We saw, shucks, DoorDash. We could do that. We did DoorDash. So we didn't say, let's go do a couples OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? We said, let's do DoorDash. But not these girls. These girls sat back and they said, you know what? I hate 9 to 5. Honestly, me personally, I don't personally like 9 to 5s, but I know like, hey, we got to make money somehow. We got to pay our bills. We got our kids and stuff. So we got to do something to bring an income in the house. So a 9 to 5 is necessary. I'm not saying it's like, I'm not saying it's the best thing, but hey, if you need to support your family, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So anyways, right? During the pandemic, people realized that these things were easy money making schemes. OnlyFans and a bunch of other different things were easy money making schemes. The girls started realizing this is much easier than going to work. I just take off my clothes and do a little twerk. Say, hey, to watch this video, $5. You know, the the girl, I don't know her name. Oh, what's her name again? Come on, come on. I remember. I think she goes by Bad Barbie or something like that online, or she goes by the Catch Me Outside girl. The Catch Me Outside girl was online saying she made millions. I don't know the exact amount, but it was a lot. It was like numerous millions of dollars. She said that she was able to make off OnlyFans. I don't know if she was showing nudity or not. I don't know, but she made a lot of money. And trust me, some young girls were sitting back and watching her video, and they were like, "Yo, she made a lot of money, and she ain't that smart." So how she get all that money? I'm out here working hard, putting in the work, going to school, going to college, getting an education and stuff. And this girl comes out of nowhere and makes millions and millions of dollars just by showing off her feet. Who knows? She probably showed her feet or something. And these girls was like, man, this is wrong. So you have a serious dynamic going on there. You have a dynamic where young girls feels robbed. You know what I'm saying? They're going to school, they're doing everything that the system told them to do. They're just doing everything. But here comes some girls that didn't go to school, don't care about nothing, just decide, hey, I got a big booty and I got a nice body, and I'm gonna show it online for $5.99 and make millions of dollars. And it works. It works because guess what? You know how much percentage of men are signed up to OnlyFans? You know how much? About 82%. Sorry, my bad. So okay. So let's do a little numbers. So there's about maybe about 340 million people in America, right? Right? And on OnlyFans, there are 165 million men on OnlyFans. No, no, sorry, my bad. 165 million men in America itself. There's 340 million people. There's 165 million men in America living in America. You know how much of them are signed up to OnlyFans? Anybody? Anybody? Let's get a drum roll. Let's get a drum roll. Anybody? Anybody? 82 million men are subscribed to OnlyFans. Take that in your pipe and smoke it, boy. 82 million men are signed up to OnlyFans. So, you might say, hey, man, why are these girls doing this? Why are these girls why they got to do this? There's so much other ways to make money. There's a lot of other ways to make money, and you could do it online. There's a lot of ways. There's so much ways, but it's very, very, very hard. It's very hard. It's very hard to make money online. Some people try to make it sound like it's easy. Oh man, you could do this. It's hard to make money. One of the easiest ways to make money online is OnlyFans. It's OnlyFans because the only thing that those girls are selling or those girls are giving up is their integrity. Is their they're giving up. They're giving up chances of them being married. They're giving up chances of them having a respectable life and stuff, because when who knows, like some of these girls, if they got on there when they're 20, they finally decide at 26 that it's wrong, they shouldn't be on there. It still exists. The videos, people screenshot those videos, and people steal that content all the time. And when they move on to have relationships and stuff, and kids and stuff, somebody could bring that up and embarrass the kid in high school or something, and say, look, you look at your mom. Your mom is naked on OnlyFans. So I don't agree with anybody being on there doing that stuff. And I'm not saying that Are all the girls on there are stripping? Because OnlyFans, you don't have to just strip on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to just like take your clothes off. You could easily do something else. You could do a lot more other things. Some girls scam the system. They'll put up a picture like, oh yeah, I'm sexy, I'm nude. But then when you go on there, there's no nude photos. Now, don't ask me. I didn't go on there. I just sometimes read the reviews. Like you might see a girl on there, and then uh the guys would be like, "Oh, she ain't stripping. She ain't taking off her clothes." But yeah, it's crazy numbers, and it makes you think about like American society and how perverted it is. To be honest with you, it's like that's the next generation of women, 18 to 24. You know what I'm saying? And to say like that high percentage of women 18 to 24 is on OnlyFans, that's kind of like telling. Crazy. That's kind of telling. Like, where are the parents? Like, who is allowing their child to go on there? Like, you want to tell me because somebody's 18? But I understand. Like, some girls actually don't have that kind of relationship with their parents. Guys too, you know, where their parents are like telling them how to live and guiding them, the right directions to make good decisions. Some people are just not blessed with that type of structure in their life. But it's crazy because it makes you feel sorry for the next generation of people that's gonna come about. Like, my son, he's young. He's only like he's gonna be 4 this month. Like, what's his generation gonna be like? What kind of girls are he gonna be able to get if the next generation are just gonna be strippers and people that's showing off their bodies on OnlyFans? It's not a good thing. It's like, whoa, we're worried about kids in the streets busting guns, and we're not even talking about how kids are going to be porn stars on OnlyFans. So I personally feel like those websites need to be regulated. hmm Those websites needs to be regulated, and they're only allowed to do it because of the owners and lobbying, paying off governments and stuff, and because a lot of times people in this country like to look down on other people around the world and be like, oh, those people around the world are this and that and this and that. When the kids in this country, the young girls in this country are choosing OnlyFans instead of choosing a job or choosing to go to work. And ever since the pandemic, people don't want to work. They don't. The government spoiled them. The government gave them a free check, and nobody had to work for about 2 or 3 months. Nobody had to work for about, not even more. Some people didn't have to go to work for about 6 months. I came to America around August of 2019. Around just after that, they had the pandemic, and I remember just like going through the struggle of the pandemic. Like, I literally came here during when the country crashed economically, and right now the country is still trying to build itself up economically. It crashed. It was so much drama happening at the time. I think the same government that's in now was in at the time, and there was so much drama going on, and most people didn't really like how that government was handling the pandemic. And the new government came in, and they did a little better, but now we're back to chaos again, if you ask me. But it's just like, yo, it's kind of like crazy, man, because it makes you wonder what kind of future are we gonna have if the young girls are choosing OnlyFans. Like, people are literally telling themselves right now, why go to college? If life is up, you see, they made life about money. That's the problem. They made life about money. If life was about like helping people, living a good life, being a good person in life, um, how much people did you help while you were alive? How much things did you do? How much, you know what I'm saying? How much good things did you bring to the community? How much good things that you brought to the table? while you were alive. If that was the way that we kind of like vetted life and said that person is a good person, we are only we only care about people when they're getting money. You know what I'm saying? We only care about people when they get money. They have this thing in America, man. They have this thing in America where they do. When you point out that somebody is not living a good life and their life is pretty nasty, if you ask me, you know what they say sometimes? Well, at least she's getting money. And you're like, money is not the all. Money is not all. Money is necessary. Yes, we need money to pay the bills. Yes, we need money to take care of children. Yes, we need money to take care of health. Yes, we need money in general. We need money. And there is a way to get money. It's called work. You know what I'm saying? You go to work, whether you got to do a 9 to 5 or whether you got to just hustle or whether you got to just, you know what I'm saying? Whether you just got to do a bummy job that you hate, you just got to tell yourself, hey, I'm only doing this for now. But to choose the route of the nastiest ways to get money and then say, well, at least you get the money. Like we had a problem. We had a problem when people were selling crack. People still selling crack. We still have a problem with people selling crack. Now people are selling fentanyl. And we got a problem with that. It's an issue. It's an issue. And we would love for that issue to disappear. We would love to say, man, we got people off drugs. But we never point out how much we need to get people off porn. You know what I'm saying? We never it's a problem. It's like one of the drugs. It's a legal drug, if you ask me. You know, it's a legal drug. In some countries, they make it illegal because they know that it's such a strong drug. It's like one of the strongest drugs ever. So in some countries, yeah, they make that shit illegal. They're like, oh man, we can't allow people to be watching and doing all kind of pornography around here, man. What kind of business is that? That's not what we want in our society. I mean, I personally I like to see women looking good. I like women dressing nice. I like women dressing sexy. If they want to dress sexy, if they want, it's their prerogative too. But I am not for sexualizing them. I'm not for like sexualizing women to the point where we're only seeing them as objects, as porn stars and that type of behavior. Like that, because that's where we're headed. Like we are headed towards that kind of culture. Because when you go on Instagram and you're scrolling and stuff, and sometimes the algorithm, if you just click on one website, they would tell themselves that that's what you want to watch, so they start feeding you that stuff. And then you click on one girl one girl website, they're like, oh, you like OnlyFans, all right, here you go. All these girls are on OnlyFans. Pretty girls, man, beautiful girls. I feel like the most beautiful women, the most beautiful, prettiest women are now in porno. You know what I'm saying? They're now in porno. And you can't get the culture online is people are arguing about dating values online a lot. Last couple of years, that's all we was getting online. We were just constantly getting people arguing back and forth. What should a woman be able to have? What should a man be able to have? Should we be going 50-50? Should a woman date a man at this age? Should a man date a girl? That's the culture we've kind of like, been having online lately. I hate it, to be honest. I hate the fucking stupid, sorry to curse, but I hate it. I hate that culture, that dating argument culture. Like, who the hell said that that's what we wanted to be entertained by? I hate it. I hate hearing men and women argue online about like dating values. I just don't. I hate it, man. Sorry, I hate it. I hate it. You know? And just because of those conversations, those back and forth between men and women, it only gives rise to things like OnlyFans and stuff like that. Because a lot of girls are going to say, well, I got to get money. You said you said this, you said that. So I'm doing OnlyFans. I'm stripping online to get my money. You know, we, I don't know. I just don't think that. I just don't think society is heading in any positive direction, and it's crazy because we should be heading in better directions because we've been here long enough to learn. We've been a human. The human race have been here long enough to learn better and do better. So to see that we are going kind of going backwards, like we got the knowledge to do great technology. We got the knowledge to do like history making moves, but we seem to choose caveman behavior, man. Like caveman behavior is like the human race is still doing caveman behavior after so many years. It's crazy. It's crazy. But these numbers are sickening, and I just, it blew me away, man, when I saw these numbers. And um just so you know, 66% of OnlyFans are North Americans. 66% of OnlyFans are not, the majority of OnlyFans are North American. I don't know if I got these numbers this morning online. I don't know if they're accurate, but that's the numbers I'm getting. It's stupid. So most of the people on OnlyFans are over here in America, and most of the young women in America are choosing OnlyFans over a regular job because it's easier, it's quicker, it's faster, and they're making more money. They're making more money. So you kind of can't blame them, but then you got to be like, where's your morals? Where's your parents? Where's your mentors? Like, who's telling you that this is a good move? Like, why would you do that? Why would you allow OnlyFans to pimp you out? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask them. You got to ask them, why do they allow OnlyFans to pimp them out? I don't know. Like the entrepreneurs are smiling, they count their cash. OnlyFans is becoming more and more and more and more richer. And young girls are just going up there and taking off their clothes. And it's sad. I don't know what we're going to do about it. The best thing to do is to talk to our daughters, talk to our younger siblings, talk to our younger people, and let them know that this is not the way to go. There's got to be other ways to make money. Don't just choose the easiest way. I could choose the easy way to make money. You think I have to sit here and talk to you? No. I could go sell drugs. You don't think I could go sell drugs? Yes, I could. I could go sell drugs. I could go do robberies. I could go do burglaries and stuff. I could do a lot of easy. I could do the easiest things to make money, but I choose not to. I choose the hard ways because the hard ways are more morals. I feel good about making this money because I will put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you make a lot of money on OnlyFans showing off your body and feel good about it? Unless you're a porn star, because porn stars don't care. I understand the porn stars being on there, to be honest. I think OnlyFans was built for the porn stars. I think that's what it was really built for the people in the porn industry. But normal girls realized that they could get into it and it was easy money. So they were like, oh, crap. And the sad thing about life is that once a generation realizes that something works, other people are going to follow. They're going to mimic it. They're going to be like, that's the route to go. So now we have a route of people, just young girls and boys to a certain extent, heading towards OnlyFans. And that's their way out. It's like back in the day when people thought rap was the way out, or basketball or playing in the NBA was the way out. Everybody wanted to be a basketball star. Everybody wanted to rap because everybody thought that's the way out. Nowadays, it's about OnlyFans. OnlyFans seem to be the new way out for a lot of people. And it is sickening, alarming. And I hope the people that could do something about it is paying attention. All right, man. That's our broadcast for today. My name is Dagger, aka Red Robe. You were listening to YTIP Radio, and have yourself a great weekend, man. Peace, one love.